My name is Dr. Von Crazy, and welcome to my guide to the Pyro Archon Bennet! His first two talents are pretty underwhelming for being an Archon, though. His normal attack is just a 5 combo sword attack, and his elemental skill is just a charge attack that sends you off cliffs sometimes. But his elemental burst is why he's an Archon. He uses Destruction Field, which has gotten a major buff since Tales of Vesperia. Instead of just dealing AoE pyro damage with a sword bash, it also summons this circle of absolute bullshit. It increases pyro attack by it increases characters within the circle's attack by 100% at level 10, and it also heals them while they're in the circle. You won't get the attack buff unless you're above 70% health, unless you have Bennet's C1, but that's a pretty small price to pay for such an overpowered skill. For artifact, you'll probably want to go with Noblesse Oblige because of that extra attack buff on his 4-piece set there. And coincidentally, the elemental burst buff from Noblesse Oblige is the same length of time as the circle's time on the field. 12 seconds. And for stats, you're looking for attack in all 3 main stats of artifacts that can have it, and you also want energy recharge where you can find it. Energy recharge isn't that important, but it is good to have. As for weapons, you want anything with attack percent. Of course, a 5-star weapon would be better than the Lion's Roar I'm currently wielding, but I don't have any of those, so this is what I've got. For characters that work well with Bennet, you probably want a battery. That is a very powerful elemental burst, and it does cost 60 energy, so you'll be wanting to find some way to keep it online. Raiden Shogun, very strong. Klee, especially with her C2, can also generate a lot of energy. There unfortunately aren't a lot of good energy-creating options in 4-star characters, but Sucrose does well enough, I guess? A good shielding character can also help Bennet quite a lot, especially if you don't have that C1 yet. If you don't have the C1, keeping your characters above that 70% health margin is very important. So take Zhongli, Diona, Toma, just one of those guys. Also important, since the Pyro Resonance increases all characters' attack by 30%, just having another Pyro character in the party is very useful. Meaning Toma is probably your best bet unless you want to use Xinyan now for some reason. But with all that gone over, let's see how Bennet does in practical battles. Before we do that, though, just look at how crappy my child is. He's just not very strong right now. I haven't really built him yet. He's still going to be doing plenty of damage to this thing. It's all on the back of Bennet. I'm just gonna try and get this elemental thing down. Grab a shield while I'm out, and put down our circle. I used some normal attacks to put Riptide on it, and then I throw that Q at him, and deal almost half its health. Which, I mean, yeah, that's rookie numbers, but still, you saw how bad that child was. For how just mediocre I have my child at, that was pretty strong. My Raiden Shogun isn't much better. Although I really should have used Albedo's Q here. It probably would have dealt the last hit of damage there. And I was dealing like 4 times the damage while I had Bennet up.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
I still managed to get rid of it with Raiden. But I was dealing so much more damage than Bennet. You can use it to a similar effect against the Pyro Hypostasis, but it's not nearly as strong here because it's a much more powerful boss. But that's not why I make videos. I make videos to absolutely style on bosses, which is why I've put Klee in my party. This is gonna be a heck of a fight.
Going in!
Just put that there, make a bird, and throw 10,000 damage bombs that make 20,000 damage explosions from charged attacks. It's so good. I love it.
Shadow Raven, let night fall!
Just use Midnight Phantasmagoria, and we're already done with Beth's first phase. We can go into the air, collect those wind crystals. That'll recharge your energy, not that I'm actually going to need it, but that's basically a full energy recharge most of the time. Unfortunately, Bennet didn't get his spell back, but oh well.
Boing, boing, boom!
And that's like a 60-second kill of Beth. And finally, everyone's favorite punching bag, the Cryo Reg is fine. Let's beat this thing out. Nice 13,000 damage charged attack from Yon Fei on a crit. Very nice.
Motion to compel.
Not getting quite as much damage without the circle of bullshit there. Yeah, only 9,000 on a crit there, but very cool.
Off we go.
Burst forth.
Incinerate.
Unfortunately, I only managed to get one rolling smash off, but
Teamwork is strength.
scratch that, I did get two.
Motion to compel.
And that's our Cryo Regisfind. All in all, Bennet is a pretty strong option. With his ability to take your damage to the next level while being a fairly strong defensive option with his healing. You could argue that he's the single best character in the game, and he's definitely the best support. I hope you learned how to play Bennet, and if you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. See you for the next guide.